and welcome to Bot Box. There are very few Australian combat robots around. For me, the first one that comes to mind is Death Roll from BattleBots. But the first one that appeared on Robot Wars was Terror Australis. Terror Australis was a green, or mostly green and red box armed with a circular saw on one end and spikes at the other. It also had exposed wheels and sticky out axles, but it was invertible. It also had googly eyes. It made its first appearance in the first World Championships after Series 3 of Robot Wars was filmed, where it drew Axbot, Stroke Lifter and Mortis, which is not good if you're a box like Terror Australis. And worse if you're a box with the poorlies and serious technical issues like poor Terror Australis. By the time it arrived at Robot Wars, its clutch had already broken. And during the fight, it actually didn't move. It got axed a lot, pushed around, which is the only way it did move. And cease was called, which spared the Australian bot from the house robots. Terror Australis was in the International League Championships, one of the least known episodes of Robot Wars, and landed in Group A. First, Terror Australis had to fight Belgian flipper Dipoposaurus Rex, but things had managed to get worse for the Australians. Before the fight began, they gave the thumbs down signal to indicate there was something seriously wrong with their robot and they were not ready to fight. Even though the bot was in the arena, there was something badly wrong. So they tried to get their bot working, but found that their electronics had burnt out. It was fixable, but not fixable in the time frame they had. So it looked for all the world like Terror Australis, after all their travel, was going to have to pull out with only one fight under the belt. Until Team Nemesis, Detour's team, came to the rescue of Terror Australis' team and lent their old robot, Nemesis, to Terror Australis so they could still fight. Nemesis, so it's just a quick refresher course, round robot, armed with spikes, it's kind of a bit flat, and also had a grabber. It didn't have the fur this time around, it's been taken off, and Terror Australis, his team, could decorate it how they want. So they painted the top of the new Terror Australis yellow, with a little bit of help from Team Nemesis to keep the area out of the way. The Dipoposaurus and Terror Australis did end up fighting. They ended up doing a bit of a dance around each other. During this dance, the Dipoposaurus Rex lifted Terror Australis. Terror Australis managed to give the Dipoposaurus Rex a push, but got lifted again. And as time ran out and the judges were called in, Terror Australis was doing some pushing. It got ruled a draw. Next up for Terror Australis was very Irish lifter Detour, son of Nemesis. That's right. Terror Australis, aka Nemesis, was fighting its successor. Team Nemesis were going to have to fight their old robot. Awkward. Detour showed Terror Australis around. The Terror Australis did manage to take out a bit of fur. The shoving sent Terror Australis into the pit before Detour took on the house robots. And Detour caught fire as well, which sounds like a typical Detour fight. You gotta have the fire. Still, That meant that Terror Australis was now out of the International League Championships. There was no way it was getting through with only 1 point. So, you'd think that'd be the end of the episode, but no, there's just one more fight. An Ashes fight against Mortis. Here we go again. This time things went a lot better for Terror Australis, though being able to move is a really good start. They got some rams in, but got carried to shunt, which is bad, and got axed, which is also bad. Mortis very kindly got Terror Australis out of there and away from shunt, but then not so kindly tipped Terror Australis over. Nemesis never did have a self-righter. It was in the first episode of Robot Wars and predated the ability to self-right. It was a problem Dietor had as well, the inability to self-right. And neither Dietor nor Nemesis, and by extension the second Terror Australis, were invertible. So Mortis tipping Terror Australis over meant it was beaten. Dead Metal and the Matilda sent Terror Australis to the floor flip, where it flew, landed upside down, and then got taken to the pit. Terror Australis is another really hard to judge bot, since the original never moved and had so many technical issues that without Nemesis they would have had to withdraw completely. The driver, however, I have to give some points to him. He seemed to pick up driving Nemesis really quickly. I imagine he's pretty good at robot driving, which is a lot harder than it looks. If Terror Australis had worked and given its low top speed from what was mentioned on the show, I'd say he might have done better with a quicker bot. And Terror Australis might have done better if it was quicker, but I can't say for absolute certain because of the fact that Terror Australis never moved. So, after I knock over my pens, who's next? See what we have here. We have Piranha next. Until next week, Carlson244, out.